Hello everybody, this is St. Charles. It's the 20th of October 2024. Going to start with the FTSE AIM All Share Index, and this is one where we gave that blue box reversal zone here. And as we can see, it was in there the last week, but we sort of had a bit of revival. We've popped out of the box, and the top of the box is sort of acting as support. So fingers crossed for me. If we can sort of pass this 812, hopefully we can head towards this red box up here, and hopefully a bit higher than that. But looking good for the AIM index at the moment. Fingers crossed that continues. Next one we're going to do is gold. And this one is looking really good indeed, isn't it? I did say on Twitter it hit my blue box, but it actually hasn't quite hit it. It's almost there. And for me, I think that I'm just going to drop down to the hourly. And this is the one where we gave that blue box entry here at 26.12, and indeed that was a very good call. And for me, I think that this is our wave one. That's our 2, and this is our 3, so probably get a 4 and a 5, something, middle of the box, something like that. I don't know exactly where that's going to head, but it's going to be an interesting one to see. And if I just get rid of that, and for me, this is still looking really bullish. It's still part of a wave 3 for me, so it could continue to go higher, and then I'm expecting a bit of a pullback for another leg higher after that. So for me, gold is looking extremely good, and this run isn't over by anyone's imagination. Next one I'm going to do is silver, and this is one again that we gave a couple of weeks around here. Said that it was going to head towards this blue box, and as you see, Friday had a monster candle, and we're racing towards that blue box which we've given a long while ago. And for me, I think we're heading towards this 36.06 to 41.09 over the next few sessions, isn't it? I mean, that's looking really good indeed. So anybody holding silver is looking very good indeed. Metals are on fire. Next one I'm going to do is Pol X. Oh, sorry, no, I'm going to do a Vector, sorry, because I don't want to miss that one off. And for me, I think, that this is looking really good. We gave that reversal zone here at 45.6 down to 36.5. That held. It sort of bounced before my timing, but, luckily I was still in. And for me, I think I'm just going to drop down to the hourly again on this one. And I think this is what we've seen. We've seen a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is me a correction. I think we'll see 1, 2, 3, something like that. And then we're going to go higher again. So for me, it's looking pretty good. That for me is just a wave 1. We should get at least 3 waves. Well, so we should have at least 2 waves to the upside. So I'm going to go 1 and say 2, and then hopefully a 3 up there. So. And if we can smash that high, as I say there, at 86 pence, we should be heading hopefully to at least attack £1. But fingers crossed we head towards this red box zone here at 119.6, 141.4 that I've had for a long time as a target. So fingers crossed that comes to fruition over the next few sessions. And obviously there's going to be more news out by the end of this month, all being well. So I think that, the bears are just playing with shareholders at the moment and hoping to shake a few weak hands out. That's that one. So Pol X is my next one, and here we've got, I'm in a big reversal zone here, but we're not going to go into that. Let's just have a look. And for me, we're in this blue box zone, or just popped above it at 1.335 to 1.125. And for me, I would expect, if we can sort of break this high, break this thing here, hopefully you can head up and fill that first gap up there, and hopefully up to this red box zone, which is 2.67 to 3.05, which would fill the gap, wouldn't it? To sort of 316. But yeah, looking rather tasty, I think, from that blue box. So from that 1.335. To 1.125, and a race up hopefully towards that 2.67 to 3.05. Next one I'm going to do is EPP. And hopefully I've got the chart up to date here. Yeah, there we go. So that was one where we gave the, we thought we'd see a bit of a pullback in that blue box, which was right. So 3.66 to 4.26. Indeed, as I said, we thought we'd have a bit of a corrective move there, and we have. So for me, we could see, that this is a sort of a bit of a wave up here, and then probably get another bit of a pullback before racing higher again up to this sort of 5.15 to 5.85, my red box there. But we need to break that prior high of 3.96 or 3.95, whatever it is. If we can break that, hopefully then we can race on towards that red box zone there. So that's EPP. I think there's plenty of news due on that one. Worth having a switch on Twitter, see what news is due, or have research the company itself, even better, and see what's going on there. Next one I'm going to do is TYM. And this one again is in a blue box reversal zone. It looks very good to me. Hopefully that blue box can hold, stay above this low here at 0.0600. And we can break the prior high. Hopefully we can head up to this red box zone here, 0.1725 to 0.1990. These are all fractions of a penny, aren't they? Goodness me. But I think anything in this blue box zone here, so 0.0826 to 0.0670, should provide a good value for money, all being well. So TYM. Next one I'm going to do is Oct Minerals. I'm going to quickly do this one. And for me, that's looking pretty good. I think volume's sort of turning now. It's popped out of that blue box, and for me, I think that we could race up and hopefully head up to sort of 2.5 pence sort of area, or even towards 3p, and perhaps higher. But I think sort of 2.5 pence would be the initial target for me on that one. I'm going to see whether that's on my hourly. Yeah, so sort of 2.3 to 2.54. So looking good for Oct Minerals. Next one I'm going to do is Salt, which is, let's have a look. So let's go to Salt here. Salt, and I don't know what I was doing there. Right, so just switch to the daily. And this one here is in a blue box reversal zone here. It's obviously had a bit of a power move up, hasn't it, last couple of sessions. But for me, if it can sort of break out of that blue box, 64 pence, hopefully then it can sort of race up towards this 109 to 131.48 in my red box target there. So one to keep an eye on, see what's happening there. But as you can see, it's sort of had good runs in the past. So one to keep an eye on. Next one I'm going to do is CRCL, and I think that's been a request. And for me, it's sort of right at the bottom of this blue box zone here, which is still an active reversal zone. And for me, if it can sort of pop its head and break into that box, I would hope that, sort of middle of the box would be achievable. So sort of a 0.275 to 0.324 and maybe higher. But I think we'll just see where that goes once it gets there. So that's nearly... Well, obviously from the lows there, that's a couple of bags almost, isn't it? So it's done really well. That's CRCL. Next one I'm going to do is MSMN. And just have a quick pop over. I've covered this off loads of times. So I said last weekend's podcast that, we were sort of into the reversal time now and thought we would get a good week's trading. And indeed we did. And I'm going to pop up the RSI. I'm going to flip over to the weekly. And as you can see there, the RSI is starting to turn up, and that's looking pretty tasty, isn't it? We sort of headed up to the mid 50s. And hopefully that will mean that we're going to start a next leg up. And for me, that would be this red box zone here, 0.102 to 0.1210, and possibly higher, so we'll wait and see how that one unfolds as it materialises. There we go. Sunder is next, SNDA. And this one here, again, we gave that timing a long while back, 0.0602 to 0.0507. And for me, I think that, this is looking really good. I think there was a tweet out from the company this week saying that, they're close to finalising funding. And, I think that once that lands, we should be race on. And hopefully we head towards this red box zone here at 0.1498 to 0.1784. So Sunder looking very good, worth having a look at their tweets. Next one I'm going to do is Pulsar. PLSR, I'll call it Pulsar. And as you see there's nothing on the UK, it's just listed, but I'm going to just switch to the TSX. And for me, It's in the blue. This is the Canadian listing. It's sort of had a three-wave bounce down, and it's in this blue box zone here at 0.58 to 0.375. So I would expect the bulls to step in and us to make a reversal move. And to sort of smash this prior high 1.64 would give us the red box there. It's sort of 1.97 to 2.38. It would be the super bulls target. That's the PLSA SR. Sorry, ITM is the next one, and trying to race through to get them all done. And this one here, I've got a blue box reversal zone here at 42.26 to 35.3. And if that blue box reversal zone there can hold, hopefully it could trade up to sort of 63.95 to 69.75. What I'm not keen on probably is, it's broken this low down here. So, for me, it's one that needs a bit of research and to see what's going on there. From a technical perspective, that it's due a bounce, but there's something potentially wrong there, or there's something missing. So one that I would be doing some research on, but as I say, I still think that we would probably be racing towards that sort of red box zone. So well worth a look into. CTL is the next one. Clean Tech Lithium. And this one still in this longer term blue box reversal zone. We've had a couple of bounces there, but for me, I think that as long as we can sort of stay above that 10.5 pence, I think that's looking good for a race up. And hopefully, if we can break that high, we could be heading as high as 30 to 34.4 pence. So that's a couple of bags at least, isn't it? Goodness me, yeah, doing very well. So CTL, worth a look. Next one I'm going to do is THS. This one we covered off, I think. I don't remember. But it doesn't matter. It's in a blue box reversal zone. So that's looking very good, isn't it? 67.4 to 63.6 is the reversal. Or hopefully that reversal zone there is going to hold. And if it does, we break this prior high, 87.2, should bring us to 107.5 to 118.5. That's THS. Next one I'm going to do is Q. And this one here, it's had a dreadful candle there, hasn't it? I mean, from 282 all the way down to 230, but that's actually in a really strong reversal zone. So, that's probably worth a punt or doing some research as to why that has a big drop. But for me, I would expect a bounce out of there, to be honest. So, sort of middle of the low of the box, that'd be an absolutely superb entry. So, a blue box there is 230 to 197. I'm not going to give a target on that, but I think that a bounce trade and probably even fill that gap there at 310 pence. So, a good 50% trade if you can get in the middle of that box. Next one I'm going to do is Pullbeg, and only because that was another great call, sort of. But we're into that blue box and it's held. The bulls have stepped in. We're struggling to break 832, but I think that will happen over the coming few sessions, and hopefully we can race up a bit higher. As I say, if we can break that prior high there, sort of hold above probably 15 pence, to bring it to 17.7 to 20.2 pence. But so it's potentially 150% roughly in that one. So looking very good indeed. Pullbeg Farmer. Next one we're going to do is Cornish Metals, and that was one we did an interview. It's pinned on my homepage on Twitter. It's over on YouTube. You can search for me at YouTube at The Saint Market. But there we go. It's, as I said, I think we called it around here about 6 pence and said that we thought we were going to get another leg up. And for me, it's doing really well. I think we could be tacking sort of 10 pence or 9.68 to 10.9 over the coming sessions, but sort of longer term for those interested, and just hopefully get that up there. I think that we could be heading up to sort of 28.3 to 34.6, but there's lots of factors I think involved in that. Obviously, whatever news comes out, and I think this week they had news out confirming £7 million non-dilutive funding, which is superb. But also, if tin prices break out, then I think we could see ATM and CUSN breaking out as well. So one to keep an eye on. Mobile streams is the next one I'm going to do. That's a request. And for me, this is a bit of a difficult one, really. all I'm going to say here is that, obviously I thought it would go and fill this gap and then pull back. It hasn't. It's a really powerful move, isn't it? So, if I was going to be, I'm going to say that's a 1, 2, that's a 3. We could get a 4, 5, but, I think as long as it holds above this 0.25, it doesn't fall below that, I think we could be heading up to, it could drop down to sort of the 0.3, something like that, even down to 0.25, and it would still be really bullish, and give potentially a 0.55 for the next leg up. So it does look very good indeed, to be honest. So there you go, mobile streams, well done those holders. Next one I'm going to do is PPP, and I realise that this is delisted, or sorry, it's a temporary, not on the stock market, but it's done a placing in the meantime. And for me, that's really good news, to be honest, for holders. Probably going to like it if you're holding, but I've been placing it at 6p, and I've got a red box reversal zone here, which is at 6.72. Should be blue box, sorry. It should be so I've got 6.72 pence to 5.6 pence, and assuming that it tags 5.6p, I've got a target there as 17. Once we break the prior high, sorry, I should have said that. I think we could be heading up to 17.45 to 20.7 pence, which would be a couple of bags easy, isn't it? So PPP, one to keep an eye on when it relists, worth doing some research. Next one I'm going to do is NEO, because that's had a mixed bag of a week. And for me, I gave this 1p to 0.826 as a reversal zone. It sort of popped out and went above it, and it went back into it. A lot of negative vibes, blah, blah, blah. But, for me, that box is still holding. I could drop down to the 4 hourly. I've got another box there, but I'm not going to go through that. I think that's just silly. But, for me, I think that, we could still be on, break that prior high. We're going to be attacking 2 pence. So 2 pence plus. So anything to sort of 2.3 up to 2.78. So, it needs to break that prior high, of course. But, it still looks good to me. And last one I'm going to do today is OMG. And this one here is in a blue box reversal zone. So, and that looks really good to me. From that low here, 55 pence. And hopefully that then it could go on to fill this gap up here to sort of 79 pence. So, in the past, it's done some pretty good moves. So, from here, it sort of went from 76 up to 115. So, I think first point of call, fill that gap, and then reassess the situation. So that's OMG looking rather good as well. That's me for today. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back again hopefully tomorrow with some more. Thank you very much.